Hello there. My name is Lynn Komdisha. I have with me Paul Bushalizi. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Isimba Dam is ready for commissioning. And how many megawatts is it supposed to add on to the...
183 megawatts.
What, just 183?
That's a lot of megawatts.
Okay.
Our biggest dam is Bujagali, which does 250. And then there's, I think, Nalubale, which does about 200, something like that, 180. Okay. 200 and 180, two different things. So 183 is a lot of power.
Does this mean there's going to be increased distribution of, electricity around it?
Yes, that's what it means. We have a challenge, however. There's the issue of Umeme. Umeme has got a concession, so its license is, I think, coming due in 7 years' time. But because of the nature of the investments that Umeme needs to do, which are all long-term investments, it needs some certainty on that license. What is going to happen to that license? To borrow the money to do that. Because we ran a story in the New Vision last week or 2 weeks ago, which said that with Isimba and Karuma, which will be about 783 megawatts, which is almost double our capacity now, which is about 850, which is almost double. They're going to have to install 6,000 new transformers, which is the same amount of transformers they have installed over the last 12 years they've been in business, Umeme. So in the next 1-2 years, they're going to have to put 6,000 in. That's a lot of money that has to be pumped in right now. Yes. So it's good the power is going to be generated. There's a challenge, however, is whether it's going to be able to be distributed. Quickly enough. Yeah.
Why is that a challenge?
It's a challenge. Well, the nature of power, this power, hydroelectric power, or can you call it alternating current power, is that you can't store it.
Oh yeah.
If it was like solar, you just get huge batteries. But even there are questions about that. But anyway, you can't store it. So the power, the way the power works is when you switch on a light, the dam generates that much more power. It's generated on demand. If you don't switch on the lights, the dam will also not work, because where is the power going to go? Yeah, that's the basic thing.
Is that the technology?
It's a technology that, look, I think every day UETCL, who is the transmission person working with the distribution, say we will want so much amount of power today, tomorrow. And even then they have to phase it per hour, because we don't use the same amount of power throughout the day. So sometimes the dam, during the day, the dams reduce their generation, and then they can pick up the peak period. So the challenge is, because you cannot save that power, that we need distribution in place to send it out, because there's need.
Absolutely. I
mean, like there's recently, last year we visited the industrial area in Kapeka, industrial, I think call it an industrial area in Kapeka. And the guys are complaining that they don't have stable power, because the original design was not for an industrial area in Kapeka. So therefore the power infrastructure is not suited for that. So UETCL and I think UEDCL have been working to try and boost up the capacity of that place to absorb power. Now you're going to do that around a lot of places.
I mean, countrywide, of course.
But that being said, it's probably not. It's not a major problem. It's not a major problem. The major problem is, do you have generation? Do you have the power?
Oh yeah.
Now we are having the power. Now we can. Ideally, we should have simultaneously built up our transmission distribution capacity, so that when you switch on the dams, we're ready to roll. And that's not happening. But we shall get there in a while.
That's what.
And it's important, because for those dams to pay for themselves, they need to be working at full capacity as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other question that is disturbing me, does this mean that the power tariffs are going to, come down?
Well, that's the can you call it, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Right now, as it stands in our tariff, the major tariff contributor to the major tariff is Bujagali. Because the money that was used to borrow was kind of expensive, and Umeme. So if you can reduce those tariffs, so Bujagali, they say, I think it's about 10 cents a unit. So if these ones come in at about 5 cents a unit, they'll reduce the average, and maybe we shall see a reduction in tariffs with time.
Maybe.
But also, as I said, the dams have to work at full capacity in order to make sure that tariff is low.
So who's supposed to make sure they work at full capacity?
Well, as I said earlier, we have to sort out our umeme issue.
Oh, yes.
And we have to improve our infrastructure that gets the power from the dam to umeme, because that's transmission. So we have to work along the whole chain. But it's happening. Yeah, hopefully.
But with the issues people have with umeme, do you think...
Which issue do people have?
I mean, I see people complaining all the time.
I mean, Ugandans are always complaining. Even if something is good, they will complain. So
but
sometimes...
is there hope?
No, absolutely. I mean, for example, the work that umeme has done when it came into this concession about 12 years ago, they had 200,000 accounts. They've added 1 million accounts. Oh. And these 200,000 accounts were from before independence. Now, within the last 12 years, they've added on 1 million, 5 times more than that. So it's just a matter of giving them the right operating environment, and they'll get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd rather pay more for your power, especially now with the Yaka, because you can control your power and energy savers and what, than have no power at all.
This is really good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.